What's going on YouTube? GraveCinder here and welcome back for another episode of Cities Skylines. Last episode we created this little offshore kind of relaxation area right here. As you guys can see, I did put in those trees like I promised I would. Filled in the area. I did add the road maintenance depot right there. I think it looks pretty nice. We also added a park right over here. And I'm still kind of debating the park itself, but we'll leave it for now. In between the episodes, what I also did is I destroyed those road connections right here. We are gonna put in something a little bit better than that, and a little bit more simple, hopefully. And what I have planned for this episode over here is we're going to focus just a little bit right over here. I do have a couple of things that I want to add. And, oh, here we go. Over here in this area, what I also did is I added this kind of like a little farm field area like I did over in the other bigger farming area. So, moving on right into the episode. Actually, before we begin anything, why don't we check in with our 11 residents and see how these folks are doing? They're still unhappy. They are still unhappy. Oh well. Hopefully once we zone more residents and everything in here, they're gonna gain that happiness right back. The other thing that I did in between episodes before I failed to mention is I went ahead and I piped the whole city, so everything now has water, except for this area right here. Why don't we go ahead and connect that, and this should light up here in a moment. And there we go. Perfect. This right here, I left that that alone. As I mentioned before, I'm still debating if I want to keep the farming area with these curved freeform roads, or if I want to go for more of the clean cut look like this right here. I'm gonna give that a little bit more thought, and we'll revisit that with or when the time is appropriate. And what I mean by that is when I make up my mind, of course. But let's dig in right over here right away. So we have water all squared away everywhere. What we don't have is power. So if you guys recall before, we had power facilities over in the oil fields, if you want to call them that. We're actually gonna move those, and we're gonna put them right over here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and select the famous nuclear power plant, and we're going to have two of those actually. Not necessarily both of them be active at the same time, but we are going to have two of them, and I think they actually fit the area pretty well. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to add these big old boulders kind of right over here for just a little bit of that additional beautification. And let's see if we can make them fit in there. We most certainly can. There we go, just something along those lines. I think that looks pretty good. As far as the road connections go, I mentioned last episode that that all of these folks right here. So let's say they're living here, but they're working all the way over here in this area. Well, how in the world do you get there, or a simplified way, if you will? So I've decided that we're gonna create a road connection from right about here, and we are gonna do that right now. So let's go something like this. We're gonna cross here, and we're gonna connect right over here. So that is a more simplified way, if you will, to get into the work areas over here. The other thing that that I wanted to add is an off-ramp from here to the highway right here. But how we're gonna do that is we're actually gonna start over here on this end and kind of do that, and we are gonna have to change the road direction to go the right way. So something like that. It still doesn't have any traffic lights, even though we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roads connected to it. It's just got the stop signs look like. But I think that should be enough right there. So the idea behind it is, if you're somebody that's picking up goods right here, and you want to leave the city this way, you don't have to come up and go through the junction right here, get on the highway and go out. Simple, easier way is to come hop on this little highway and get out of town. So that is that's something that I had in mind. I'm actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. We're just gonna create an additional smaller low density residential area right over here, and we're gonna go with these curved freeform roads. So let's go. Start right here actually. We're gonna kind of do something like that as a little main junction road.
So you use a little money to catch a big money. You know, just come in and talk to us. We have even more metaphors that allow us to avoid saying what we really do with your money. Banhammer Bank. Feed the money.
And there we go. There's gonna be some homes there backing to the river, and I think that's gonna be nice. Over here in this area, let's start right over here, and we're gonna do something like that. Not too close to the river. There we go.
Alex says his microphone doesn't work, but that's fine. I'll just talk to you listeners after the song. The wait is over. It's finally here.
And just something like that should be good enough.
Every Friday night, anyone who buys at least 2 games of bowling gets a free bowl of chili. So don't wait, book a lane now. Due to recent incidents, the chili will only be distributed at the end of your visit.
And maybe one road that goes to right about there. So I think that that should be pretty sufficient. I left this room right here so we can figure out the other connection onto the highway there. And the other idea that I had is, let's go ahead and remove this road right here. We're going to incorporate some blimps into the city, and I thought that the blimp stop would look pretty nice right here, especially once we create a route and they start landing in the area. I think that'll be a really nice sight. So we are gonna surround that by some plazas. Actually, I meant to leave 3 blocks. There we go. 3 and 3 there. So something like that. Let's go ahead and turn all of this off. There we go. And the reason that I left 3 is so we can put these pathways in. Just like so. So something like that. If we have room, we can also add. Oh, we do have room. Perfect. Let's see if it'll work on this side too. There we go. Something like that as well, and then just finish off the area with more trees. There we go. Something like that. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of just like thinking out loud, if you will, and I have an idea that pops up in my head, and um, I try it, and it works, and pretty pretty content with it lately. I'm sure most of you guys work that way as well when you're building your own city. That's one of the things that I like about this game is just millions of possibilities. So you can really create anything anything you put your mind to, or if the game allows it at least. But I think you guys know what I mean. So there we have that area. It's nice and complete. I think over here we might put in a couple of shops or something like that. And let's see what it would look like if we were to. Oh, it's not gonna let us because of the key. The key is too close. Okay. Well, what I was gonna do is try to put in this this dirt pathway, just kind of alongside there, but forget about it. No go. Alright guys, and then coming back over here into this area, I mentioned that we're going to be figuring out the connection onto the highway right here. So I think I've got it down pretty well. Let's go ahead and see if we can execute it. So my idea, it's actually going to be similar to what we had before, but it is to have a road that doesn't curve right where I wanted it to, something like that, and then we're gonna have this one coming out to about there, and let's see if we can make this work if we extend this road a little bit out this way and then come out. Try this one again. So something like that, and actually let's come and start from here. There we go. We're gonna kind of follow that right there. I think should be just fine. Maybe we can fix this just a little bit. Oh, I can't tell if that's better or worse. Let's start from here. And we'll do that. Okay, so that is it's a little bit better. It's not perfect. I don't think it's supposed to be. But I think we'll go ahead and keep it. And then the other idea that I had is for these folks right here that are coming into the city. So let's say you're delivering goods for this area. Of course, you'd actually want to go and take that road right there. But let's say you're coming all the way down down this way. Well, we're gonna provide a road for those folks as well, and that's gonna kind of go like this and connect right into it right there. And then what we're gonna do here is as follows. So let's do that and that. We can get rid of that road, and we'll do something like that. We're gonna put in a let's see, we should be right about there. We're gonna put in like a secluded little shopping area, if you will, or maybe a block of offices, like an office park or something like that. Something that doesn't require a whole lot of traffic. So we'll do that, and maybe even come over here and do something odd like that, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be all um, symmetrical. It just has to be there, and I think that'll work just fine. So now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna create like a little custom park that goes all the way through, like all the greenery is gonna go through there with pathways and whatnot coming around to about right there-ish. So pathway wise, we can start over here, and we can go, I think 3 is the magic one, yep. And come and curve to about there, and finish off right there. We can do a similar design. Coming along just like so. There we go. Gonna put in a connection from here. And that's gonna come there. And then one more. And this one, why don't we tunnel this one under? So it's gonna go... Ah, okay. So I guess we'll just have to start. Oh, that's not good. Let's go back. Let's see if we can't maybe come out right there and connect right there. What about that? I think that should be good. Yeah, yeah. We'll leave that exactly the way it is. Let's go ahead and provide. How about if we provide a connection from this part of the city onto that other side? Let's see what would be necessary, or how high this would have to be to go across. So that's 3, that's 4, 5. So it would have to be that high. We can possibly, let's see, we can possibly curve from, nope. Well, first off, let's see what, that's 5. That is, that's pretty darn steep. How about if we come from here? So let's start our freeform. From there, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. That's not too steep. We can come to right there. We'll have to destroy that and that in order to come across there, and then come down right there. What does that look like? It's still kind of steep. What if... we do do something like that. I think that should be okay. I think that should be just a-okay. We'll keep it like that. I'm gonna go ahead and put in all the trees. So I'm not gonna make you guys sit through it and watch that, and I will be back in just a moment. All right. Well, that's kind of sort of what that looks like. So I did add one more thing in this area right here. So I added this pathway that kind of goes across the highway, comes through here, and connects to the intersection right there. And then I added this pathway right over here. So I think that that looks good. We're gonna zone the rest of the area once we begin zoning, of course, and see what that looks like. Oh, and before I forget, I added a couple of trees right here just as a reminder to myself not to zone right next to the pathway itself. That's all. Coming along over here, I do have an idea, and I think it's gonna work out really well. That idea. Let's do this and something like that. We have the hot air balloon station right there, but we don't have a depot. And I'm thinking that the hot air balloon depot would fit perfectly right there. So naturally, we are gonna add a couple more things to beautify the area, of course, so we can put a road right through there. And let's see what we have that we can add. I think this area is gonna want a hospital, right? So we can. Oh no, actually, well, is it? I think that might be a little too high profile for the area. Yeah, it kind of steals away from the depot. Steals the what am I trying to say here? Steals the attention away from the hot air balloon depot. So let's find a smaller building, perhaps even a unique building. How about a traffic park? I think that would look good, and possibly even right about there. Let's see if we can't find anything that's better than that. You know, I think we should put the stadium right there. I think that would be an even better idea than the hot air balloon park. I think that's exactly what we are going to do. Sorry about that. A little bit of indecisiveness from my end. Hopefully you guys can forgive. Alright, let's see what that would look like if we were to place it right there. Let's see, you're coming into the city. Maybe if we angle it differently. How about if we can put it right there? Let's try it. Alright, I think that that looks 10 times better. So let's do that. We will take this road, come out to here, and curve it a little bit to go in. Yeah, I've been wondering where we're gonna put the football stadium, and there it is. That's our new area for it. we do have to do some beautification around it, and I don't think that the hospital itself is now going to steal its thunder, especially if we come and put it right about here. Let's see. Something like that. Again, you're coming into the city. Yes. Alright, we'll keep that right there. Now that we're at it and we're adding the services, why don't we add a police station as well? And that can actually go. Nope, not a good idea. Let's see.
Yeah, you do. What's the catch? There is one. Anyone who wants
Right
it
about
can have
there.
it. You just have to ask for it.
That's actually the fire station, not the police station. What about this right next to it? No, I don't like it.
You are a motivated, driven, confident individual who has a desire to make it big.
What if we put it right there?
Don't walk. Get your heart rate above 120. This is exciting. This offer is just for you because
I think that'll be good enough.
The early bird catches the worm, and the worm is a bus at
Add a plaza there.
So, grab destiny by
Plaza
the
there.
Go on, grab it. It's yours for the taking. Money for nothing.
I really like being a radio host, but if I could change
This we
one
can
thing, it would
possibly
probably be to see the faces
put
of all
right
our
there,
awesome
because it looks
I'm not sure
it looks
how
like a
I'd
giant
feel
soccer ball,
sitting in this booth all day. Maybe if there was a big chat
and
room
that is
or bunch
a
of mirrors.
football
What does it feel
field
like to drive a cloud?
called football everywhere else in the world except for the United States. Yeah, we'll go ahead and leave that there. We'll actually
At
move
Jubilee,
it
we're
to
committed letting you do the impossible. And now we've succeeded in letting
we'll
you
move it to right
drive
there,
the
and then with a little bit more creativeness,
undriveable. The car
I think we can
engineers
make
said
that
it
look
shouldn't be made.
even
Test
better.
drive one today and experience
So
what
let's
scientists for
not
decades claimed
forget
was beyond
to
the realm of
turn off
safe
these
driving.
facilities.
Jubilee. Be reasonable.
Alright.
Be fast.
Let's see what else we can cram in here. How about another
Welcome back. This is Elle,
another
playing
park
you
or
the
something
best music around.
like that right
Don't go
there?
away, because I'll be here pretty much all day. I hope they don't forget to bring my lunch again.
That won't fit. That road is too curved for that. No, I don't like that there. Maybe another unique building? Let's see if we can find something. I honestly don't think many things will fit in there unless we bring in an additional road and put it right there. And now let's see what we can find. Oh boy. They are way too close together. I don't hate the idea of having two stadiums there, kind of having this whole area dedicated to it. So let's delete it from there and maybe put it right about there. I think that would almost look better than the hospital right there. I may end up moving that in between episodes, just finding a better area for it. I'm not really in love with where it's placed. Well, I do like it better there already. Let's keep that there. We will certainly keep that right there. I think it fits really well. Okay, now we do have to find something that that'll go well in between, and maybe it'll be an additional unique building. How about this one? That could work. What is that, by the way? That's the giant library. Yeah. Yeah, let's keep that there. And there was... No, not that one. Let's see. It was called the City Services Building or something like that. I think that would, this one. Ah, it's a little too big. I think that one would have fit really well in there if it was to fit. Now you guys see what I go through in between episodes while I'm looking or designing and whatnot. Just try a whole bunch of stuff and see what fits. Wait a second, I thought this was the stadium. What is this? Oh, that's the Opera House. I think we'll put the Opera House back. There it is. Perfect. Yeah, I think that that should work just fine. Again, I might do a little bit of tweaking in between the episodes, but I think we'll leave it exactly the way it is. And I also think we can go ahead and call it an episode right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, apologies for the amount of time that it took to kind of finesse this area right here. But we're getting there. We have I want to say we're about 75% done in designing the city before we start zoning. So we have a little bit left to go, and we're done. So thank you guys again for watching. Any comments, questions in the comments box below. And as always, be the best that you can be in everything that you do. See you next time.